Today we're at Amber House in Liverpool, which is the home of Shape Engineering. Shape is one of the most exciting, innovative, dynamic companies within the property and construction sector. We're delighted to have them as a partner of Downtown in Business for 2020, and I've been talking to the directors about their journey thus far and their plans for the future. So I'm joined by Barry Wilson, who's one of the directors here at Shape. Barry, you've been going for about 4 years as a business now, so just tell us the background to the business and that journey in that 4-year period.
Well, Shape now, we're an award-winning multidisciplinary civil structural engineering company, providing service to public and private sector clients nationwide, from all over to Gateshead down to London and everywhere in between.
And the journey, I think, is quite interesting because you do a whole range of things now. You offer a lot of products, different services as a company that's based in the property and construction sector. But you actually just started on the engineering side, didn't you?
We did, yeah. It started off, myself and my fellow directors were doing a couple of developments ourselves, small 3-4 houses. We decided to take that to the next level effectively, and we said we can do our own engineering in-house and move things forward that way. And the business itself has developed hugely from that. We're now basically sourcing land for ourselves and all of the clients, which we then develop for them. So it's developed from just doing engineering to effectively doing a full package of one-stop shop from gets and the site all the way through to completion.
And how involved are you guys in terms of the end development? Because if you're sourcing a site, often that's just a job in itself,
yes,
and then somebody else will come and develop it and so on and so forth. Whereas you guys, you've actually got that comprehensive approach to these developments.
Yeah, effectively we can source the site, bring it to an end user effectively, and if they want to take the site on, we can effectively develop it from start to finish and give them the keys at the end. We often do that now for ourselves as well, so we've got Shape Land Property, which we're developing out sites ourselves at 30-40 units.
And presumably that's a really attractive proposition for public sector agencies because it cuts through a lot of bureaucracy for them as well.
Absolutely, if we bring the site along to them, it does cut out a lot of the red tape. They can go direct to us, and they rely on us to bring the team together to actually deliver the scheme. Sweet thing.
Now, I think it's a remarkable, successful story that you've got because, as we said at the start, it's 4 years in the making, which is the blink of an eye when you're developing a business. You have developed a hugely positive reputation, but I think one of the things that has impressed me about Shape is the way in which you've engaged with the wider business community and also with some of the initiatives that take place. So you're very involved in MIPIM, which is coming up, of course, in the not too distant future. And as a headline sponsor, what's that been like for you guys, both in terms of profile, but more importantly, I suppose, winning work whilst you're over in France?
I think MIPIM's been very good for us. Obviously, we were offered the opportunity after the first year was quite successful for us as a partner. We were offered the opportunity to go as headline sponsor alongside major companies like Peel and Grosvenor. So obviously we jumped at the chance. I think that has put us sort of on the next level, and it's put us on the worldwide map in terms of we're speaking with people, investors from all over the world now looking to invest in Liverpool and the Northwest. For us as a company, obviously 4 years ago we didn't exist, so it was an opportunity to put our name in the spotlight, and we've done a lot of different sponsorships and opportunities to put our name in lights, I suppose. But MIPIM's been a major one for us, and it's gone from strength to strength. Again, we've agreed to be headlining alongside some major companies again this year. But in terms of raising our profile, I don't think it could have been a better platform.
No, it's a great awareness raising opportunity, but I think equally this time around, I'm guessing what you're going to try and do is not simply align yourself to the Liverpool delegation, important though that is, but you get yourself out and about to the Leeds, the Birminghams, the Manchesters, because as you've said, you're a nationwide business.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we are working all over the country at the moment. We've got an office, Southern office near London, so Yeah, we're looking to expand our client base across the country. As I say, we're doing that already, but we want to expand the client base, and while we're out in Cannes, that's going to be a great opportunity for us to do that, and explain to other people outside of the Liverpool City region that the positives we can bring, especially to private developers and public sector, housing associations, etc. The package that we can bring to them in terms of we can source the land, we can build it out for you, get the key to the end, and obviously all the engineering is done in-house with ourselves as well, and it's quite a smooth process we find.
A lot of talk at the moment about the climate emergency, and again people are looking for more innovative, environmentally friendly products in the housing sector. And again, shape are ahead of the game. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that came about a couple of years ago. We were looking at development ourselves. Again, it was only about 6 units, I think, and it was taking a little bit of time to get it over the line. So we looked at different innovative solutions for speedier building, I suppose. And we've developed a product with our partners in Malaysia, who we are now in partnership with, bringing over modular units under the banner of our sister company Space Modular, and that has been very, very well received. That was actually launched at Mippen last year, and now we've got our first sales under our belt, and everyone is sort of pushing for the next developments and seeing if they can partner with us, I suppose. One thing that came from Mippen directly with Space Modular was the relationship and the alliance we got with Homes England now. So the backing Homes England have given us is unbelievable. They've basically said anyone who wants to use the Space Modular units, the grants are available and substantial. So it's helped us really push on that thing and get past that stigma of prefabricated houses, because they're certainly not prefabricated. They are what we would call precision built. It's a production line. But yeah, that's another string to our bow, I suppose. We can find the site, we can build it out for you, and we can also offer a modular solution if it works with the site as well.
So in terms of the stakeholders that you guys are involved in, you mentioned Homes England. I know you work with the local authorities right across the country, and then you've got RSLs. That demonstrates to me that you're not a company that's simply about let's just go and make as much profit as we can. You're very much about having a partnership in place, delivering a good product where there's a win-win situation at the end of it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's definitely it's sort of win-win-win for us, but we try and bring everyone into that as part of it. We feel like we offer a great service, and we simplify the process of building houses. And ultimately, we want to build homes and places for people to live. It so happens that it's another advantage to us, because all of that feeds back into Shape Consultant Engineers. So we're effectively self-generating our own work whilst delivering these new homes and nice places for people to live and nice neighbourhoods, etc.
Now, I guess given the fact that it is only 4 years, it's been a little bit of a lightning journey in terms of the pace of the decisions that you're taking. But I'm hoping that you've reflected a little, at least, for the next question, because I want to ask you what your plans are for 2020.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been as we've said a few times, it's been a bit of a perfect storm. Things have just happened, and we've said, you know what, let's take that risk and let's have a go at that. Hence the few greys and the Michelin airline. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind journey. But we've grown strategically, and I suppose for the next 12 months that is the plan to continue to do that. But the main focus for us is going to be to expand our client base nationwide. The Birminghams, the Leeds. We're doing a little bit in Manchester. We want to do more in Manchester. There's so much going on in these cities, and we want to be involved in that, on all aspects, engineering, development, and the modular as well. So there's so much we can bring to the table, and it's about getting that out there to these other cities, people who are not heard of it yet, to really push what we can bring to the table.
So big 12 months ahead. Mippen we've mentioned, obviously plans to expand into other cities, and obviously try and engage with other partners as well. What does the team look like here? What sort of numbers are we looking at, and how do you deliver those bigger projects?
The team at the moment, so across the three companies, you've got shape consultant engineers with about 25 staff now, spread between the Liverpool office and the Southern office as well. We've got about 7 people involved in the land and property side, from land acquisition to the legalities of the site purchases and sales, etc. And then we've got about 4 guys doing the space modular stuff in terms of the logistics and delivering the units to site. There's a wider site team on top of that. But I think the delivery side of things, we prided ourselves, especially on the engineering side, at being at the forefront of technology. So all our designs are done in Revit, 3D modelling, BIM, level 2 effectively, and we find that enables us to, let's say, compete with the bigger guys, but we don't need that huge amount of staff to do that. But yeah, as technology's been the main advantage for us, because we've very much championed all the software and things for designs across the board.
I was going to say, you're very big on that sort of technological advancement in terms of your sector, and again, that's something that has impressed me, but equally is relatively unique in property and construction. I'm sure others are now looking at that, but it's that ability, I think, for Shape to stay ahead of the game that has got you to where you are in such a short period of time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely been the technology that's enabled us to compete with the bigger guys. Initially when we were very small, there was probably some jobs that we probably wouldn't have been able to deliver without that technology, but because we had it, we didn't need the huge amount of staff to deliver these large apartment schemes and things. I mean, I sort of look at it as we're a bit of a new wave of maybe entrepreneurs and people coming through the property industry, and trying to work with people and be inclusive with people, and work as a team. We're very open and honest about what we're doing and how we do it. And I think that's a bit of a fresh way of doing things, especially in the construction industry. Everyone can be very closed door, but we've tried to change that up a little bit.
And final thing from me, really, message to potential partners in the future, existing people that you work with. What's Shape's message for 2020 going forward?
Well, I think 2020, we try and always deliver a good personal service. That's one thing we pride ourselves on: organisation and communication. There's a few new staff coming on board, and we're looking to always looking to improve. But yeah, we're looking to expand our network. So if there's anyone who would like to speak to us, obviously, by all means, drop us a line, and we're happy to come over and speak to them. And obviously, our existing clients, we always encourage them to come back and give us feedback, and if there is anything that we need to improve on, feedback can be positive. We can turn it into a positive, even though it's never negative. Because not everything's always perfect, but yeah, we're keen to speak to anyone who's looking to push developments across the country, I suppose.
Excellent. Barry, thanks very much.
Thanks, man.
Cheers. I'm now joined by Ian Ambrose, who's fellow director of Barry Wilson here at Shape. And we've just been having a brief chat about the development of the company, the journey of Shape so far over the past 4 years. But clearly one of the key initiatives that you've undertaken is modular housing. And given the background where we are in terms of climate change and where we are as well in terms of housing development and housing shortage, that must be a really important aspect of the work that you do here.
Yes, so we've been doing development now for several years before Shape, believe it or not. We've always done small developments, 5 2-bedroom terraced houses, 14 3-bedroom semi-detached houses, developments of that size and nature, and affordable homes for first-time buyers. And about 3.5 years ago, we started looking into modular and modern methods of construction and how we can speed up the development process and bring a quality product to market. And with that, we found Space Modular effectively and launched it from then.
Yeah. And it's been a really successful launch and a really successful initiative, I guess, because it does tap into those new agendas that are emerging.
Yeah, so sustainable development, as you mentioned before, the climate change, the benefits of modern methods of construction and modular developments are fantastic. 50% less time on site, use less carbon intensive materials, less trips to landfill, 80% less waste in traditional builds, 95% of that waste is recycled. if you think you're a production line effectively, so if we're doing 10 units, we know how many metres of skirting board, how many doors, how many screws. So any waste that is produced, we can recycle onto the next scheme.
Now, when people talk about modular, some have in mind the old prefabricated housing. Now, I've seen the product that you produce. Sadly, I'm old enough to have lived in a prefab in Liverpool, would you believe? I wouldn't believe that. Thank you. It's a million miles away from that, isn't it?
Oh, a million miles. If you think of anything, the word prefab, people think post-war houses, temporary accommodation, which is still standing today. I used to think of McDonald's, where they used to put a McDonald's up within 2 days. It's a completely different product now. Our product has been established for 25 years. It's common. Modern methods construction or modular construction is common in Europe, it's common in America, it's common in the Far East. It's a product that people aspire to own. When in the UK, it's got the mindset that it's a cheap product, but if you think of anything on the production line or prefabricated products, phones, cars, whatever it may be, it's all done in a quality controlled environment or a quality controlled factory. So why shouldn't houses be built in that? In terms of the product you touched on before you've seen it, the USP of our product, I'd like to say, is the building fabric. Our building is hot rolled steel, lightweight aerated concrete, so it's non-combustible, it's lightweight, but it's really robust. And in terms of technology that's in the units, we don't have any gas to the units, and the government have put a ban on gas boilers on new build houses from 2025. So we put that into our roadmap. We've eliminated gas to the units, so we run off solar, air source heat pumps, battery packs, and we have technology such as infrared heating panels, which heat the person or the object as opposed to heating the room. So it uses less electricity than it would a normal electric heater on the wall per se. But it has health benefits such as it doesn't kick up the dust, so people with allergies or asthmatics is a fantastic benefit for them.
So a fabulous positive product, and also I'm guessing that in terms of timescales, developments can happen far more quickly.
Much quicker. To put things in perspective, we're on site with a scheme in Liverpool City Centre at the moment for Liverpool City Council's Ethical Building Company Foundations. They're the first company in the UK to take our product. It's a scheme of 4 units, and we've done 4 3-bedroom semi-detached houses in 1 day.
Wow.
So the crane was positioned 6:30 in the morning, we've done our first lift at 8 o'clock, and by the end of the day we've managed to put 4 houses into place. The benefits of it is your groundworks undergo while the units are getting built in the factory.
Right.
So they work in situ with each other, so by the time the groundworks are done, the units are complete and they pop into place. So 50% faster than traditional build. A massive benefit is you're not, especially within the UK, delays with the weather, so we don't get rained off for high winds, or we don't get rained off for rain. As it's done in the factory, it's all under quality control, so we don't have them issues.
And how did you source the materials? Because I know it's an imported product.
Yeah.
How did you go about finding the right product? Because again, there's modular housing, but there's varying types of products, some better than others, and yours, I have to say, is the best I've seen.
Yeah, people think, because we officially launched on the 4th of July this year, people think that we've just come out of the blue, and we haven't. We've been working on this for 3.5 years now. We've been to numerous manufacturers, we've looked at different products, we've looked at SIP panels, we've looked at aerated concrete panels. As you touched on before, there's many different types of modern methods of construction. We wanted to find a product that we believed was the best product and the best in the market. We come across our factory in the Far East, with 3 factories in the Far East. We've got 2 in Thailand and 1 in Kuala Lumpur. The thing that drew us to them was the history and their experience. They've been doing it for 25,000 years. They've developed 70,000 units, low rise, medium rise, high rise. They've done hotels, apartments, key worker accommodation. They've done everything, they've been there and done that effectively. So we were keen to partner up with these guys because of that. And in terms of the product, as it speaks for itself, some modular products, as soon as you walk into them, you know it's a modular product. It could be cold, it could be wooden, and the products are still fantastic. One thing about our product is just like walking into a normal traditional built house.
And that is important, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, people's perception matters.
Yeah, we get it all the time. First thing people do when they walk in the house is they knock on the wall and they're expecting to hear a hollow wall. Our building fabric is made as hot rolled steel, and the interior wall is 75mm lightweight aerated concrete. So you bang the wall, it's banging a concrete panel effectively, and the acoustics, 20% better acoustics than a traditional built house. So you're expecting to hear echoes or sound, you're expecting to feel prefab, but it's not. When we launched Space Modular was the buzzword. When we were in MIPIM this year with the Liverpool City region, everybody was talking about modular and modern methods of construction. It has potentially got the ability to crash and burn maybe in UK if it's not regulated or monitored properly and the right products are sourced. We believe that come 3 years down the line, we'll drop the term modular and we'll just be space homes, because it's getting the mindset that it is just a house again.
Yeah, you won't have to make the distinction.
Exactly.
Spoke to Barry about the sort of plans for Shape over the next 4 years, and various diverse range of things that you do now. So, a clear vision going forward in terms of where you guys want to be as a business.
As a business, we want to be the go-to people and at the forefront of off-site construction. So we want people to, when you think of modular, think Space Modular. There's a lot of companies out there who are doing fantastic. We want to be up there with them. In terms of numbers, our plan for the next 12 months is to do 100 units. I think we're on target for that. Following year, maybe 300 units, and overall to do to 3,000 units per year. And we'd like to maybe remove an element of manufacturing in the Far East and have a manufacturing facility in Liverpool City region somewhere. So we've identified a site at the moment, looking at possibly doing a finishing factory. So the units will come over from the Far East, come to our finishing factory, 80% complete, and we'll have local workforce to do any snagging, internal finishes, the decorating of the units, clad the units on site, in the factory, to deliver them to site, and then hopefully 5 years down the line go to full production.
Excellent. So big ambitious plans, Ian?
Yep, that's our plan, go big.
Onwards and upwards.
Indeed.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers.